to Short Takes on Big Ethics and Compliance Issues with Susan Frank Divers and Athena. Our guest today is Deborah Spanic, Chief Ethics and Compliance Officer at Clarios. Clarios is a global battery manufacturer active in over 100 countries. And our topic is, how do you structure your ethics and compliance program to maximize business ownership? Deborah, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Susan. I'm happy to be here.
Great. Are you ready to give rapid fire responses? Yes, no, maybe to 3 statements on the topic?
I sure am.
Structuring your E&C program to provide an active role and real responsibility for business leaders significantly increases its impact and reach.
Absolutely, yes. We are a powerful team of 4, but with this structure, our leaders take ownership and responsibility for ethics and compliance worldwide.
I look forward to understanding that more. But second question, why restructure? Would the more common means of scaling your program, ethics ambassadors, ethics committees, work as well?
No, I don't think so.
But then the third question arises, which are your business leaders effective at working with the program to manage and mitigate risk, even if it means passing on some business opportunities?
Yes, absolutely. This approach has really been successful for us.
Well, that's a big compliment. So let's dive in on a deeper level. So, first, can you tell me how you structure your program? I think you said it was neither centralized nor decentralized when we talked before.
Yes, absolutely. So we have 4 global compliance professionals within our organization. We have over 18,000 employees in well over 100 countries. Not possible to manage a compliance program of that size and scale with 4 people. So we have 42 individuals who are in each one of our regional businesses who support compliance in addition to their day jobs. Now, we break the structure out by risk topic. So we have 5 key risk areas that are the responsibility of ethics and compliance. We have anti-corruption, anti-competitive trade, records management, and data privacy. Each one of those risk areas has a global leader who is someone who, again, is in the business and doing this in addition to their regular role. And then each one also has an individual in the region specifically focused on that topic. So, what that means is we have 5 people in each region who are supporting the varying risk areas for our program. And then we have one individual who's called the Geographic Program Leader, or GPL. And they're sort of like the mini compliance officer for the region. So they're the ones who help organize compliance committee meetings, who ensure that trainings are happening when they're supposed to, who are basically my team's major point of contact in the region.
Well, that gives you a really deep bench in terms of compliance in the businesses. But let's do a deeper dive on risk. How do the business leaders really think about risk under that structure?
So, under this structure, each one of our regional presidents or general managers is the person who's ultimately responsible for managing risk in their region. They're actually the ones at our executive compliance committee meeting, which is our CEO's compliance committee. They're the ones who are reporting out on the status of compliance in their region. I don't do that. So they
Wow.
leverage, yeah, it's pretty cool. So they
Wow.
leverage the work that our GPLs, or our program leaders, are doing in the region. The program leaders are working with the individual regional risk leaders, or we call them SMEs, or subject matter experts, on an ongoing and continuous basis. What really works well for us here is the fact that each one of our regional businesses operates a bit differently. They have different go to market strategies, they have different products. So a one size fits all would never work for our company. This allows a real regional flavor to compliance and risk management in those different parts of our business. The approach that my team takes is more of a trust but verify. Our role is not to micromanage these compliance teams that are operating out in the region, but to really provide that guidance and oversight to help ensure that we are aware of what's going on in the regions and they're aware of what's coming down the pike from a compliance program perspective.
That's a terrific structure, certainly to promote direct engagement. I remember we used to have to get business leaders in front of the audit committee, and they always went kicking and screaming. But it sounds like yours really have ownership and understand it. So you made another comment when we were talking before about how you engage the business determines how they engage with you. Um, and so unpack that a little bit for us. And also, do they actually give up opportunities if there's risk involved?
They do. There is very clear tone at the top in leadership from our CEO on down about the expectations for compliance within our company. It's a non-negotiable. So we always have made that decision to do the right thing, even if opportunities get left behind. The way we're able to do that again is because compliance is not my team's job. Compliance is their job. Compliance is the job of everyone within the company. So knowing that they are the ones that are going to be held ultimately accountable for compliance failures in their region really helps promote that level of engagement and understanding and commitment to ethics and compliance. An approach that I think something that's important to think about when we have structured this program is, as I mentioned, you can't micromanage this. Um, I understand and realize that there are things that are going to be happening within the region related to compliance that I may not be aware of. And I have to be okay with that. And I'll give you an example. Our compliance team in Europe took it upon themselves to do a compliance week. And they really put together an amazing program. They had little video vignettes. They engaged with their interns to do like little acting roles. They had games, they had giveaways, really put a lot of effort into it. I didn't find out about this until about 2 weeks before it was going to happen. And they had been planning it for months because they wanted me to
Wow.
speak at their opening
Ah,
session. It was so successful and they were so engaged and they really, I mean, everybody pitched in and on that team. They were so engaged and it our other regional teams saw that example and they were really excited about that. And so then they started to do compliance week programs or compliance day programs within their own regions. And they each had their own flavor.
that's a wonderful example. Um, and I'm sure it took a certain amount of courage to decentralize on that side and confidence that your business leaders would manage risk well. And then giving autonomy to the regions to do those activities, I can see where that would really operationalize everything.
It really only works if the business truly believes they own compliance.
That makes a lot of sense. And if you own compliance, you're responsible and you actually do things.
Yeah.
Um, so that's great. Well, thank you, Deborah. Thanks for coming on the podcast. I hope we can get you back in a couple of months and see how it's going.
It was a lot of fun, Susan. Thank you. I appreciate it.